Hi guys, this is Katherine Bunschoten, the president and founder of Certum Solutions, and I'm coming here a little impromptu today to speak to a few things that have happened this week. I just wanted to make sure that we got the word out to those that may need this information. Before I get started, please, if you like this kind of content, like this video, and that'll help me do more. So what I usually do are tutorials, and we just started doing some comparison things. If you're interested in getting kind of commentary on things going on in the marketplace and trends and updates like that, I'm more than happy to do them, because in case you haven't noticed from my tutorials, I love to talk. I can talk forever. But if you like our channel and you want to be notified of updates, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. A few things happened this week, and being on holiday for Christmas, New Year's, it was a little bit of a live action movie. I think I have whiplash. One of the things that happened, you have the beneficial ownership reporting, okay? It's run by FinCEN. It's a direct result of the Corporate Transparency Act several years ago. And different businesses, depending on when you were formed, have to report this at different times. Now, do you definitely have to report a BOI report or file a BOI report? Maybe, maybe not. There's different stipulations. We just did, I think, an article on it on the website and things. If you have questions about it, reach out to me. We can talk to you about it. But basically, even if you were an older business like mine, where you were formed before 2024, we had until January 1st, 2025 to file our report. And very loosely speaking, most of this has to do with if you file documentation with Secretary of State. So you're like a partnership, S corp, corporation, things like that. LLC, you most likely have to file one. But again, for the actual facts, check with us or do your research. Earlier this month, they held that, they put a stay on it, meaning FinCEN was not going to enforce filing of these reports by the end of the year. Now, if you formed your business during the year, you had a tighter deadline. And I'm not talking about something where it's like, whoops, we forgot to do that. I'm talking about something with a $500-something a day fine. I think it's like $594, $591 for non-filing and non-compliance. So it's scary, right? And it's with FinCEN, which is also scary. So, now I think they've swapped back and forth several times. They removed the stay and they decided with like a week to go that everything was going to be due January 1st after all. Then they did another stay where they changed the deadline to where it's now due in 2 weeks. And as we sit here today, I'm pretty sure I saw this morning that the stay was back in place. What's this mean to me as an accountant? And what am I telling my clients? First off, go to your accountant. Go to your attorney, ask them what they feel you should do, because I'm not giving you advice here, okay? I'm not your advisor. I would say personally, we're encouraging people to take the conservative route and go ahead and file it. It doesn't take long. It sounds scarier than it is. To me, it took me about as long as it took me to do my annual filing with Secretary of State. If you're not comfortable as an accounting professional, have your accountant do it. They'll do it for a nominal fee. Have your attorney do it. Same thing. Both of them can do it. Some accountants won't because they see it as the practice of law, and it depends on their state bar and their individual firm's policies. But you can talk to your accountant, talk to your attorney, see if they can help you if you're nervous about doing it yourself. Worst case, they can refer you to a platform that'll do it for you. Okay. So that happened. That was a little bit surprising. The first, I think a lot of people are going to come in and be really surprised about all that happened. The other thing that popped up, Benchco closed unexpectedly, cutting off tens of thousands of companies from their financials, okay? Talk about a worst case scenario for an accountant or a business owner right before taxes are due. The end of the year when we're closing our books, for you to close, okay? And not only close, but remove access to the platform. Now, in there, give them their due, they said it'd be back up early January. But notwithstanding the heart attack it would give me, we don't have clients on Bench.co, but I feel a lot of empathy towards them, their advisors and stakeholders in this whole mess, the employees, okay? Some things that it reminds me to kind of bring up with our viewers from a place of stewardship. Always make sure your platform gives you a way to back up your data, even if it's in Excel or Access. Have some way to back up your data. I've seen an emergence of more and more platforms, first off, claiming your data is their data. So it's using your accounting data to train their large language models for AI. First off, I don't like that. Okay. Now, you can say what you want about me. I did a video on ethics of AI months, if not years ago. I'm not saying AI is a bad thing, but I think it needs age and regulation and common sense. Okay. That's the contrarian in me. I'm sorry, but that's who I am. But don't get me wrong. I've got a tax research software that's based on AI and it's freaking awesome, you know? But that doesn't mean I want my accounting platform to claim my data as theirs and use it for benchmarking against their other clients to draw in newer clients. That's not their data. Okay. And again, that's one of those things they're going to push into that terms of use where you're not going to read it. But when you read it, you go, wow, this is my business. But apparently my business's data belongs to a software company. I don't feel like that's right. So that's coming up. But in any case, I would say who owns your data. Make sure you have access to your data. Make sure you have a way to back up your data. Our QuickBooks Desktop customers, I can make a backup copy of their data, no problem. Our Odoo customers, it's open source. We can make backups of your data. There's other players I will not name that are in the industry that purposely make it difficult for you to leave. And it may even be on a well-known platform, but a certain version of it where they're trying to charge you less. Because guess what? They're earning money off your data. And because they're going to make it as sticky as possible so you can't leave. Okay. I had a recent client come up that went for one of these cheap platforms or solutions with a very well-known platform. And they said, I have very limited reports. I don't have a balance sheet I can pull. I said, okay, great. Well, let's export this stuff and we'll move you to a different solution. We couldn't even move it from one product to another under the same company. It's all locked into this one thing. So literally you're left doing a manual conversion and you lose that data unless you're going to pay for it long term. Who wants to pay for the next 3 to 6 years for backups of data and access to data that you couldn't pull off of a platform? I mean, it's all strategy, right? It's all strategy. So make sure you have access to your data. Know what your rights are in regards to your data, okay? Make sure that before you sign up for a platform, you understand fully what you're signing up for. And the cheaper it is, the more you need to worry, okay? Because if it's cheap, they're getting something else from you as part of that purchase transaction, okay? We will always be transparent and work with stewardship for our clients. If you tell us this is what I need, here at Certum, I've made it a basic tenet of my business to make sure I think as a steward, okay? It's something I've always believed in. And there's some great solutions out there. Like I said, we didn't have people on Bench. We have people on Odoo, Xero, Zoho, and QuickBooks. Maybe some more in the future. We give our clients options because when things change, we want people to have options, okay? What works today may not work tomorrow. The other thing I would say is if you are in a SaaS-based platform, make sure that platform has a way to back up your data. So if something happens and one day that platform's closed down, you do have that backup and preferably it's live. It's just a sad situation overall, and the vultures are circling overhead saying, oh, you poor bench people, come to us, we're better. Come to us, we're better. Well, in between, all those people that are speaking, some are going to be better, some are going to be worse. So you need to know what you're looking at. If we can help in any way, we're here for you. I feel really sorry for all those people because you've got to close your books and you've got to roll over to another platform. And I heard they increased pricing 75% and said that they were going to close down accounts if they didn't agree to it. And to show you even more stability, they first shut the platform down altogether and said, go to this other startup, which I'm sorry, but the years of business that I've experienced that I have, today's startup, you really have to take a look at it because it could be another bench, unfortunately. And bench is not the first, and it sure is not going to be the last. But when you're in accounting software, shutting your doors and not letting people in is a lot different than if you're a restaurant. Like if you're a restaurant, you don't get lunch today. If you're in accounting software, you've lost access to a lot of data, and that's a lot of risk. So I would say just take a look at what they're telling you. Make sure that you're talking it over with your personal advisor and you make the decision that's best for your business. A lot of stuff happened this week. But they're encouraging people to get tax extensions, which again isn't totally an answer because in case you're not aware, you can file your taxes later with an extension, okay? You can't pay the liability later. So if you don't have your taxes done or your books closed and you can't get a reasonable estimation of your tax liability, you're going to be paying interest and penalties past your original deadline until you pay that, okay? So if you've lost access to your entire set of books, that's a lot of risk. Again, you're going to have penalties, you're going to have interest. So all that, sorry for the unfiltered speech. I like to look out for people and I like to help when I can. And I would just say go to your advisors. And when these big companies or these tech startups or whoever come out here and they say crud about accountants aren't needed or this isn't needed or that's not needed, just think of the source and why would they say that? Is it content marketing? Yes. Do you need to think it over? Yes. Will AI ever replace accountants? The more years go by, the more I say no. They will not. You will always need a good accountant, even if it's to go to the AI software and say, yeah, that AI answer's right, or this AI answer's wrong. Look, this AI picture came up with a third arm. You're always going to need that advocate for you and that resource for you. Okay. So these opinions are my own. They don't reflect my company other than I would say that we act with stewardship and I work very hard to represent my clients' best interest whenever we can. If you have questions, I'm always here to talk. Sorry for it being unscripted. All this happened and I just thought I need to get something out about it. And I'm pretty sure I said borderline cuss word earlier. So if you consider that a cuss word, I apologize. I'm not sure we know how to blip them out, but maybe we will if we can. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Don't let this spoil your holiday. 2025 is going to be awesome and we're going to handle all this. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.